I don't know, let's start with first impressions of the city. I know you haven't really seen much of it, you really haven't much seen of it, but I don't know, the audience last night, the feeling, the vibration, I don't know. How did you feel on stage in Suceava?
I loved it. It was just a fantastic vibe, a really good buzz.
Yeah.
And I think the fact that we all enjoy ourselves so much on stage just fed the audience. It just kept bouncing backwards and forwards between us. It was, for me, it was a great buzz.
It's just a great venue as well. I mean, that castle is just amazing looking, you know, and to be just down in what we assumed used to be the moat, you know, you know, with all these people in front of you. It's just a really cool place to do a gig, you know, with that as your backdrop, very rock.
Great acoustics, great acoustics as well.
I kept thinking about Monty Python all the time we was underneath the castle, you know. It was great, man.
And the crowd was fantastic.
Really good.
So as for the town, well, we drove in, went and played a gig. It was dark, and we're going to drive out, but it looks very nice.
It did.
Yeah.
It looked like a fun place, but we just never really saw it. You know, it was
lots of young people.
Yeah.
Okay. Our radio listeners were very curious about one thing. I mean, you're one of the legendary rock bands. What's the secret of longevity? I mean, you're still, after all these years, you're still launching new albums. We heard some tracks yesterday, and I don't know, to me they sounded more power rock, more, I don't know. Does a legend need reinvention from time to time, or it just has to stick to its own principles from the very beginning?
I think that the whole reason why we've kept going is we've always looked to try and do something a little bit different for each album. You know, we don't want to. You know, we had a big hit with Love Hurts, so we didn't want to do another ballad. You know, you wanted to play this kind of music, that kind of music, didn't it? And we've always had throughout the years a lot of good writers in the band. And right now, Jimmy here and Lee, who's still in his bed, the lazy, anyway, the two of them pretty much put that whole album together, this last one, between the two of them. And so you've got definitely the vision of two people there, you know, the Skeptic, God, are different two people than were for, say, on the third album we made, you know. So I think that's got a lot to do with it. It's been fresh, you know. It's kept fresh because of that.
Being fresh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're all aware of the kind of tradition or the legacy or whatever you want to call it the band has, and that does point you in certain directions, but
it doesn't stop you.
But Pete says you don't want to keep retreading. It needs to sound like us, but you know, maybe just exploring something a little bit different. You know, whatever, you know. And as for the secret of longevity, I'd say it's just staying alive. Basically.
Okay, that's a good one.
It's a daily fight.
Yeah. Okay, I don't know, do you feel menaced in a way by the new genres, the new underground movement that keeps coming up to life, or you find, I don't know, a new source of inspiration in it?
Do we feel what?
I don't know, new bands, the underground bands that show up. I mean, there are more and more right now. I mean, it's pretty hard to put up a genre to a music right now. They all seem, with, I don't know, so many different influences. Is that in a way a menace to you, or you find that as an...
That's definitely not a menace. I mean, it can be inspirational in some ways, you know. But as I said earlier, we're all a bit long in the tooth. And we're not exactly, well, I'm not speaking for Linton, but certainly myself and Pete aren't exactly down with the kids. You know, we do our best, but no, I think it's great that you know rock music keeps on going and finding new ways to express itself.
So you find a lot of the bands, a lot of the really young bands, you'll find that they actually drew their influences from people like us. You know, for people not just Nazareth, but from that time. You know, you've got, I mean, you've still got kids that are very, very much impressed by Led Zeppelin. You know, you can hear it in what they're writing. You know, it's whole lot of love, part 17. You know, and you got them. You know, the Deep Purples or whatever, Motorhead even. You know, or whatever, Nazareth.
It's like stages in life.
Yeah. And I mean, so you know, you probably see. They would even tell you themselves, you know, that they were influenced by you, you know, and it goes along. Jimmy mentioned earlier, and when we were doing the press conference earlier on, that people like discover you through other bands. Well, they maybe know you, but they never listen to you. People that were big Guns N' Roses fans, for instance, well, every time they did an interview, Axl Rose would actually ask what was his favourite bands were. His favourite band, it was Nazareth, you know. So, the Guns N' Roses fans go,
okay,
I'll go and listen to those guys, you know. And so it all kind of bounces along, you know. And I'm sure that's it's the same with us. I mean, people will ask us, you know, who you like. I've had some fun with that one, because people say, you know, who do you like? And you tell them the people who you like. And I remember one guy writing into the website going like, listen, you know, Agnew was talking about Joni Mitchell. Have you ever listened to that? I mean, it was great, and he went on and on and on how horrible he thought Joni Mitchell was. And I'm going, no, that's no rock music. You know, it's what I liked. You know.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, your influences. There's somebody going and listening to somebody because you said something about it. You know.
Okay. What was your influence?
There you go. There you go. Ask them.
I mean. Well, you talk about the new music though. I have 3 children, 15, 13 and 10, and the middle child, she's quite normal. She will listen to One Direction, but the other 2 in the car will tell her to put it off because they like the same as me.
Okay.
And the wee man, he watches Lee play the drums, and his ambition in the next month is to get taught how to play the intro to Hair of the Dog on the drums, and all he listens to in Nazareth. And when I had to learn, I had a copy of Rock and Roll Telephone before it came out, and obviously he got to hear it, so the lyrics I've got for learning it are in his handwriting. Now, he's 10 years old, and all he wants to do is listen to his Nazareth. So I suppose it's what you're exposed to, and I love the fact that new music's always coming out, because it is a melting pot. But rock and roll is one of the sort of true ingredients that, you know, it'll always come back to the top, because it's a feeling. It's just you can't describe it, but
it's everything.
A vibe.
It's everything that happened, you know, way back when it became when what we called rock music started was with Presley and that era, you know, Chuck Berry and Little Richard and Elvis Presley, and it's, you know, that's where that was the big bang right there, you know. And it's just developed from there. So everything you've heard really is an influence, you know. I mean, we like to go and listen to other. I mean, I'm very much into sort of singer guys, songwriters, because that's what I like. Just a personal thing to sit and listen to. You know, I'm not really into listening to a big rock production, you know. But I still like that from time to time. But and everybody in the band have got different people that they like to hear. I mean, I remember when Jimmy first came with us, Van Halen was a big, you know, band that he liked, you know, a lot. And Van Halen was just a band that just came out at the same time as us. Okay. So we never ever looked to them as an influence, you know. They just happened at the same time we did, you know. But it was who was big when you were young.
Yeah, that's generally the way it is.
You know.
I'll say that I was an exception to that rule, because my first influence was definitely Elvis Presley.
But you and a lot of people, and especially the girls. You know, they fell in love with a photograph. You know, still an influence. You know.
Okay, you've been concerting almost 20 years ago in Romania. How big did you, I don't know, to capture, I don't know, the differences?
You know, every time, the first time we came to Romania, I'm trying to remember.
In the early 1990s?
Eh?
In the early 1990s?
Billy was still with us. We played Romania and we played Bulgaria. I think we did a gig in Romania, and it must have been Bucharest.
Yeah.
And then we went and we played in Sofia and someplace else. And I think that was about 91, 92, somewhere around then. And it was up until then, nobody came to what we called Eastern European countries. you know, until the wall came down in Berlin, nobody played anywhere. We played in Poland, which fair enough, and I think we played in Czechoslovakia when it was still Czechoslovakia. You know,
so you have an attraction for these areas, for these I don't know, I wouldn't say forbidden areas, but I mean, you mentioned before in the conference that you like to go in countries like Ukraine, which, I don't know, they present a certain risk, usually.
No, that's not really that. We have an attraction.
You have a fascination
to going to places where people want to hear us.
Okay.
You know, and we knew that there was interest and there was a demand, but as Pete says, until like the early '90s, mid '90s, it was really difficult to go there, and then it opened up. You know, and
you saw an opportunity.
Yeah.
Yeah, but nobody, you were never asked to go. It was simple as that. You know, it was a really big deal. I mean, the first time we played in Russia was 1990. When the wall came in '89, I guess. It was all this perestroika and all the words they were using. You know, what do you call it? All that stuff. Glasnost, all this stuff. And we went there, and we'd been getting. Would you call it fan mail? You were getting recognition from all these countries, people writing and stuff like that, but we never knew what it would be like to actually play there, you know. And then when we actually showed up, and wow, you know, and then everybody knew all the songs. That was the other thing, because back in the days, you know, your records weren't for sale. You know, the real records were not for sale. And well, I know definitely for in Russia, they were banned really. So everything they heard was on bootleg or just through the BBC Free Radio or stuff like that, you know. So what was quite amazing when we got to these countries was people actually knew the music, you know, because we didn't know what to expect, did we? I mean, when we played in Russia, we never knew what to really expect, you know. And it was a pleasant surprise. And since then, we played pretty much. I played countries that I never even thought I'd ever be in, you know, and I never even knew they were there actually, you know. We used to look as far as Germany, and that's where Europe stopped, you know. But then it goes on for a lot bigger than that. No, we were quite surprised at the actual following that rock music in general had and has in all these countries. You know, I mean, you take a look at that last night when you're looking at that audience there, you know. It's Romania. It could have been New York State. It could have been São Paulo. It could have been it's the same. It's the same
audience. Actually.
Exactly the same. You know, you couldn't tell what country you're in just by looking at the audience. You know, and the appreciation for the music. You know?
Okay, one message for our radio listeners, who some of them are actually fans of Nazareth, about music in general. I don't know.
Well, I don't know. This is
keep on rocking, please. Keep enjoying the music, and keep coming to see Nazareth.
Yeah, okay. If you missed the concert last night, well, boo hoo hoo. But you know, I'd like to come back. I'd like to come back in the daytime so we can actually see the place, you know. It was all too quick for us last night, but I would like to come back to the area again.
Okay.
Well, there you go.
Thank you very much.
That's classic. How
did you organise that?
Thank you very much.
Thank you.